So she's asking me, if you're not evacuating, you're not having bowel movements, how do the toxins leave your body? That's a question I haven't answered yet. But she went on to say, but we're going to get all these symptoms because the stuff is there. The symptoms aren't necessarily because the stuff is there. Some of them will be, and you will begin as you rehydrate old material, you'll reabsorb some of that stuff back into your bloodstream. Okay, but let's be clear about this. You can't eliminate that stuff from your body until you rehydrate it. You can't rehydrate it without reabsorbing some of it. There's no way to do that. If you rehydrate it, you're going to reabsorb some because it's sitting in the intestines where you're intended to absorb nutrients. You rehydrate this hard material, you're going to absorb some stuff. It's okay. It's been there for 30, 40, 50, 60, 70 years. If it sits there for another few weeks, is that a problem? What do you think? No. Here's what happens. As we absorb toxins from the stuff in the intestines, they go into the bloodstream where they're filtered out through your kidneys. Your kidneys are the primary means of eliminating toxins from the body. Okay, as your body is cleansing on a cellular level, breaking down fat and cleaning all this cleansing, all the garbage is going into your bloodstream. And all of your blood is filtered through your 2 kidneys every 24 minutes. All of it, every 24 minutes. Over and over again every day, 60 times per day on average, roughly. Varies from person to person, but roughly 60 times per day. Your kidneys are filtering all of your blood. That's how the toxins leave your body, through the urinary tract. Okay, so you don't need to have a bowel movement to be eliminating toxins from your body. When you have a bowel movement, you're eliminating the fiber and waste, the solid material from what you ate primarily, as well as some of the lining of the intestines itself, the bacteria in there. Some of that stuff gets eliminated too. But it's solid material. Most of what you're eliminating, most of the toxins in your body, you can't see. They're not something you can actually see. We're talking about microscopically small particles, toxins, etc. That stuff's all eliminated through the kidneys. Okay? Which, by the way, think about this. I don't know if you're aware of this. There are people who think it's a good idea to drink their pee. Keep in mind that your body is detoxifying through your kidneys. Why would you want to drink that?
Yeah, why? Where did that?
We can talk about this another time.
Wondered.
Yeah,
Someone got that idea.
Well, the reason, I mean, how people get the idea in the first place, I don't know. But what supports the idea, the reason people believe in it is because symptoms go away when they do this. Symptoms go away when they do this.
Really?
Yeah. Yep. Their symptoms can go away. Have you ever had a hangover?
Yeah.
You have one now? When you have a hangover, okay, what's the age-old remedy for a hangover?
Hair of the dog.
Hair of the dog, what does that mean? What do you do?
You drink more.
You have a drink. Why does that make you feel better?
Because it cures the withdrawal symptoms.
Cures? What does it do?
Well,
It's not curing anything. What's it doing?
it's putting the alcohol.
Postpone.
Well, it prevents your body from detoxifying in that moment. That's what it's doing. You feel better because you're suppressing symptoms. This is what people do all the time. Drugs, herbs, pee. There are people who think it's a good idea to drink turpentine because they have fewer symptoms. Don't inhale it because it'll kill you, but you can drink it. What? It's insane. Okay? Over history, I wish I had the list in front of me. I don't remember now, but I've done some research on this. Some of the things that people thought were good for them over history. Okay? I mean, some of you may be old enough to remember, as I do, back when doctors used to advertise cigarettes. 3 out of 4 doctors recommend this brand of cigarettes. Some doctors actually thought cigarettes were good for you. Okay? Cocaine was prescribed by doctors. It was good for you. What else? There was years ago. There was a brand of bottled water, like 100 years ago. that was radioactive. Okay, it came out of the ground. There are radioactive isotopes in the ground. This water was radioactive. And they thought that it gave you some curative benefits. And there was a very wealthy, famous industrialist, a businessman, who promoted this, used this water, until one day his jaw fell off. I'm not making it up. From drinking this water. Completely destroyed. I mean, like half his face fell off. Okay, literally. Okay, there's endless lists of crazy shit that people did because it made them feel better, and so they thought it was good for them. Okay, you want to feel good, really, really good in 5 minutes? I got some heroin. Okay, the fact that something makes you feel better doesn't make it good for you. That's not a substantive test for whether this is healthy or not. Okay? Is that clear? Does that make sense?
Yes.
In order to be really healthy, what we need to do is step outside of the normal paradigm and allow the body to actually detoxify and heal, not suppress symptoms. Detoxification and healing doesn't feel that good. It doesn't feel good. In order to get the garbage out of your body, it's got to go into your bloodstream first. When it's in your bloodstream, you're going to feel it. Okay? Now, some of you might have won the jackpot. Anyone here ever take LSD?
What, acid?
Acid? Yeah. If you plan to? I wouldn't recommend it. But if you've taken LSD, you might be tripping while you're fasting, because it's been stored in your body for decades. Okay? Any substance you've ever used. I just had a client who's coming soon write to me and say, I'm going to be driving there. Can I drive to the beach? Nope. You can't leave here in your car. Why not? Because you could be under the influence of any substance you've ever consumed. So when clients drive here, you take their keys. You can have them back anytime you want, but that means you're going away. Okay, you can't go and come back. Right? This is why. All right? Detoxification means you've got toxic substances in your bloodstream. You're not going to feel that good. But that's why. I've had people say the funniest things sometimes. I remember once, it was actually at a college in London. And big group, like a big theater hall. And as I finished my lecture, I'm walking up the stairs to the back of the room, and a woman stops me and says, Loren, she said, that was a great lecture, thank you, but I tried fasting, it didn't work for me. Really, what happened? It made me sick. Okay. It doesn't make you sick. I mean, it does, in that for most people, being sick means what? Your body is detoxifying. That's what we expect to happen. That's what we want to happen. That's what needs to happen in order to reach the level of health and vitality that's possible for you. You have to detoxify. It's not going to feel that good. Okay? People think that fasting is difficult or painful. It's not. Detoxification is painful and difficult. I spoke in Buenos Aires, Argentina, just a couple weeks ago, weekend before last. And the man who organized the events there was a client of mine who'd fasted with me a year or 2 years ago. And while he was here, he came at the beginning of the session. At the end of my break before the session started, I'd rolled my quadricycle and broke a couple toes. No, I take it back. It was another incident. I probably shouldn't tell you guys about this. You guys ever heard of a botfly? You're not I don't know of anyone else that's encountered a botfly. You're not likely to see one. But botflies lay their eggs on your skin. They hatch, they burrow under your skin, they eat your flesh.
Unlike chiggers.
It's kind of painful. The chiggers do that?
Yeah.
I didn't know that. So one day I wake up and I'm like, oh shit, that's a botfly. I've had this before, second time, almost 15 years here. I'm feeling this, I'm like, it hurts. You can feel it, like eating you, right? You can see that. And you can try to squeeze it out. You can put something over it to suffocate and they'll come out. Couldn't get it out. And the nurse at the time, a different nurse that's here now, said, if you can't get it out, you're gonna have to get a little minor surgery. They're gonna open it up and take this thing out, because if they don't, it's gonna get infected. Okay, you need to go get antibiotics. And I said, yeah, ain't gonna happen. I don't take drugs. It's not gonna happen. So what did I do? I fasted. Okay, it was completely swollen, inflamed. By the third day, no pain, no swelling, it was gone. My body dealt with it quickly. That was it.
Your body ate the eggs?
It doesn't, they've already hatched. It destroys the actual critters inside, the worm. So larva of a fly is a worm. So, yeah, body kills whatever doesn't belong there, if it's able to. I mean, that's what our immune function is supposed to do, is kill anything that doesn't belong. Most bodies aren't healthy enough to do that. Okay, if the body's vibrant enough, that's what happens. So it was good, 3 days, but I thought, you know what? I'm already fasting. I'll just keep fasting. I fasted 10 days. We were open. I had a group of people here. They didn't know I was fasting. After I was done, I said, by the way, I just fasted for the last 10 days. And they're like, what? Because some of you already, after 1 day, are going, yeah, I'm fine, right? Energy is way down. Maybe you're feeling some symptoms. I was as energetic as ever, same as always. What was the difference?
You're not full of toxins.
I wasn't detoxifying. I was fasting for a specific reason. There wasn't a lot of detoxification going on because my body wasn't toxic. I'd already done that work years before. Okay, the same thing's actually happened 4 or 5 times in the last 5 years, where we've had a session where I've been fasting at the beginning. Nobody knew. They couldn't tell. Okay? Fasting's not painful or difficult. It's easy. It's painless, unless your body's detoxified.